The championship game bombs edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S. based and available in 40 states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com and use promo code SGPN for 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play their fantasy pick up for a chance to win 100 times in NBA, MLB, NHL, college basketball, and more. Sign up today using promo code BOMBS and get a 100% deposit match. We're also brought to you by the premier arbitrage sports betting tool. I gotta get this one right. Avo. Use their tool to bet both sides and lock in a profit. Access their platform free at arbsversusodds.com. That's ARBSVSODDS.com. Plus, in honor of Masters Week, the Golf Game and Podcast guys are giving you away a tailor-made Spider X putter for free. Enter sportsgamblingpodcast.com/masters. And now, with that, let's get it going. That's not a theme song that works with anything. Let's get it going. Yeah, welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, the bet detective, the man in the box. Yes, how we're doing. This is great. Monday, Championship Monday, April 8th, 2024. Just saying the year to fill in time. I had a good weekend. Hope you had a good weekend of a lot of activities and games and bombs. How'd we do? We lost a couple games. We went with all the dogs. That was our theme. We went with all the dogs and they didn't really come in. Some of them did. We hit Seton. We started off early on. That's right. Johnson. Bet detective coming in. We hit Seton Hall to win the NIT. That was nice. Outright winner. Hit that money line as well. We lost the Lady Wolf Pack. They got buried. The men dogs did not come through. Not even close. I mean, they were close, but didn't feel like it. We did hit Lady Huskies UConn +3 versus the Lady Hawkeyes and Caitlin Clark. In that game on Friday night. Before we get to the games yesterday and the other games, we'll talk a little bit about that game. That might be what's this entire tournament's known for, which is amazing. You have Caitlin Clark, whatever you think about her being the best of all time or not, or whatever, it doesn't matter. South Carolina, undefeated. There's all lady undefeated champions, Dawn Staley. And it's going to be known for that horrible call at the end of the UConn Iowa game, which is a shame. That game will be known for that controversial call by the referee instead of Iowa completely collapsing down at the end of the game and trying to choke away that win. Because that would have been so much more fun if Iowa lost because they choked and turned it over 5 straight times. But we were robbed. We were robbed of that moment. We were robbed of that great moment of a lady choke because of the terrible refs. They called it an illegal screen, which is hilarious. It was an illegal screen. A couple ways to look at it. Now that there are eyeballs on it, we're like, what the fuck? That's what's so funny about this total moment that women's basketball is having, lady basketball. Now there's all these eyeballs on it. And one, we talk about it like it's men, which is hateful. And we don't understand when they don't play like us too. Like, what the fuck? What are you calling out for at the end of the game? Who cares if it's illegal? You let it go. And that's not how the ladies do it. The ladies go by the rules. The ladies are sticklers for the rules. Everything's by the book. Why? Because they have to be, because men are always looking over their shoulder, telling them how to do it. And they're doing it wrong. You got to do it right. That's why I never get a woman doctor. Anytime like sign up for a doctor, I don't go with the woman doctor because not because they're not qualified. If anything, they're overqualified. You know, because they know they have to be because they're being judged like that. But you know, when you get a relationship with like a doctor and you want a prescription filled out, you know, there might be a little smudge the lines, if you will. You need a guy who gets it. The guy's like, I got you. I'll write a prescript for you. What do you need? Adderall? What do you need? Ambien? Yeah, don't have to ask a few questions and sign it out. Lady doctors won't do that. Lady doctor's like, well, you're not qualified. You don't meet the speculations for it. I don't want to shut up. Just write it down. What do you care? Do you want a good Yelp review or not? Then give me some Adderall. Don't you know it's all about the Yelp reviews? Anyway, so yeah, illegal pick, moving screen, which in general needs to be toned down in basketball in general. It's just way too much moving around. Make it like football. You know, it didn't help. The little Iowa girl, what's her name? The attractive lady. She's the one. She's the one who. Yeah. What the hell is her name? Not Caitlin Clark. Jesus Christ! You can't even put. Is it not Gabby Marshall? Was it Gabby Marshall? So she got death threats because of it. It is Gabby Marshall. She had to delete her social media. I'm not going to say she brought that upon herself. Like people say Angel Reese did. I wonder what the difference is there. But she got right up and started cheering for drawing the foul, which we didn't like. If you're going to take an illegal screen, you go down, you stay in pain, you act like you got murdered. That's how you get sympathy. And then we're like, oh, well, we got to call that. But when you pop back up, like you just took the charge, like some goddamn Duke player, we don't like that. All right. JC from KC in here early with a bomb, says what's so that we didn't like, but you know, whatever. It's late. Like I said, they're sticklers. Stickler for the rules. That's why you got to realize that when we're coming over to the women's game, there's gonna be different things. You know, you're gonna see a little different product. You got to, as a man, just getting into the women's sports, there's things you have to let go. That's one of them. That they don't bend the rules at all, except when it comes to hacking the shit out of each other. Good Lord. The rebounds. I mean, it's insane. It's just fuck. They just climb on top of each other and beat the fuck out of each other. No call, no nothing. It starts with that South Carolina gal. She got every single rebound. Like, well, South Carolina, they're amazing. Yeah, they are. They also have this fucking tree underneath there. Just grabs every rebound and puts it in a layup.
On us. Selection Sunday is only a few days away, and we even have teams that have won their conference tournaments and have automatic bids. But if I'm being honest, I'm more excited for the women's tournament. I'm ready for Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and the giant Brazilian woman from South Carolina that knocks people over. Forget the guys. Where are the women? I'm ready. On JR. On us. Selection.
Giant Brazilian woman. Come on, JR. Anyway, in honor of Masters Week, the Golf Gaming Podcast guys are giving away a tailor-made Spider X putter. Enter for free. sportsgamingpodcast.com/masters. And attention, San Diego. Sean and Ryan are going to a special Circa Sports watch party starting Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Swing Social. Free drinks for anyone wearing Cubs or Padres gear. Grab a cocktail and say what's up. You're listening to Bottom Line Bombs, by the way. Just wanted to say that. That was a quick SGPN promo. Look at me. I'm such a company man. What else happened on there? Talk about the ratings and that shit. Just the UConn, Iowa. They didn't put out the Sunday ratings yet. Whatever it is, I'm not going to believe that either. They said 14 million people, even more, watched the UConn Iowa game. I guess I believe that. Why not? But I already told you, I don't believe any of these ratings. I don't believe these Nielsen ratings. I just don't believe their system. I'm not saying that many people didn't watch it. If anything, I think more people watched it. I think 14 million, 12 million, that all sounds like low. There's 300 million people in America. They own about 8 TVs each. Well over 1 billion TVs are out there. I'd imagine that game got a 50 share at least. Best Buy alone is 10 million TVs. Just on a regular day. You put them on the game and that's it. That's your rating. I honestly don't get how they do the ratings. I bring that up, degenerates, because I did a little man in a box segment. I put that video out there. If you are subscribed to the Bottom Line Bombs on YouTube, you'll get I got man in a box videos, or my socials, Instagram at CJ Sullivan was taken, or on Twitter or X at CJ Sullivan _. I'll put out videos as well. My man in the box, just segments from the show. And sometimes I recreate them, put other little splices in there for additional comedy that you don't get on the show, like little subtitle cards. They're clever. They've been getting a good response. Such a good response that I think I got stolen from. The box got pilfered. The bet detective is on this case, all right. Sniffing out lines. I should have put should have loaded this video to here, but I didn't. Do I? I don't know if I do it or not. Saturday Night Live, people, is what I'm getting at. Saturday Night Live. I come home Saturday after watching after getting smoked by taking Alabama and NC State. Turn on Saturday Night Live, as one does. Opening thing is their basketball sketch. Keenan playing Barkley, whoever the fuck else they're playing. Keenan might know what a basketball is, but the other two certainly don't. And I talked about how the ratings for the lady ratings are so high, and the only way they can tell us that they love telling us what it beats. Like, more people that watch this in the World Series than the Stanley Cup or Young Sheldon. I said Young Sheldon as a joke. And then SNL does what SNL does. They steal, they pilfer from us little guys. Trust me, they're known for this. Do I think they actually took it from me? Possibly. Who knows? Probably not, but it's possible. They do it all the time. I know it's a big number because then they tell you what it compares to. And more people watch that than the World Series. Thank you. Thanks for putting that in comparison for me. More people watch that than the finale of Young Sheldon. Oh, that's big.
The women's tournament is where the action's at. You know how many people watch the Iowa-Connecticut game? Caitlin Clark versus Paige Beckers? 14 million people. Man, that's Young Sheldon numbers.
That's Young Sheldon numbers. Pretty specific. SNL. I bet it's that Sarah Squirm or Molly McKinney. Because there's no way the men on that show don't know what a basketball is. So I bet she took it from. She watched the box. She follows me. She knows. Chicago improviser. I was kidding. I don't think they stole from me, but it is weird how specific the fucking punchline was. We both using Young Sheldon. Mine, of course, was before and funnier, but whatever. What a massive number. And then it went down to 7 million watched the NC State South Carolina game. So double watched the UConn game. See, that's the thing. I'll get to it. Let me take a break, then I'll talk a little more about the lady ratings and SNL jacking, stealing the box. Can you believe that, degenerates? We got to protect degenerates. We got to protect the box. People, that's usually a big thing on Twitter on Monday or Sunday. Comics accusing Saturday Night Live of stealing their jokes, and then asking for a job. That's what they do. Hire me. Anyway, I'll come back. We'll talk about this. Talk more about that. And of course, I'll give out championship game bombs for the men's. The men's game is tonight. We'll give out some props, some championship game bombs. It's going to be a good one. And then more man in the box stuff. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So first, let me tell you about Cut. It's a peer-to-peer social betting platform, US based and available in 40 states. Peer-to-peer social betting is a new and better way to bet directly against your friends or other users on sports, politics, pop culture, and other events. Cut offers lower vig, fully customizable odds and create your own bets. Cut handles the payment side of things. You don't have to chase anyone down. So if you want to bet against me, the bet detective, that's what I'm known as on cut.com. Find the bet detective. Find what I got right for tonight's championship game. If you like the other side, you go with that. Let's say you like the over because I like the under. It's 145.5. You like the over, you find a bet detective. I'll throw a bet out there and you take me. Or we can adjust the lines. We can do a lot of kinds of things. You download Cut today in the App Store over at cut.com. That's KUTT and use promo code SGPN for 10% deposit bonus. Oh, I should have brought up the thing. Also, Underdog. Forgot about Underdog. How can we forget about Underdog? That was the Cut promo. I'll put that on there just in case you wanted to see that. And here's some Underdogs. Underdog's the easiest place to play fantasy sports. It's also the fastest growing app in the industry. They got a pick'em game. All you do is go higher or lower for your chance to win big. You win up to 100 times your money in a single night. Pick between 2 and 5 players in a pick'em entry. They got to be on different teams, though. All right? So for championship game, I'll give out a couple. I'll give out a couple right after this. That's why I read the actual thing. The actual thing. Sign up today with promo code BOMBS, BOMBS, BOMBS at Underdog Fantasy. Get your first deposit doubled up to $100 as well as instant pick'em special. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com. Find them in the App Store, whatever you got to do. Don't forget to register with my promo code BOMBS. Must be 18, present in state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-522-4700. Visit NCP Gambling. And with that, we are back. Let me hide that. And we got Chad G in the chat room saying, let's go. Oh, man. All right. I got to shake off that Saturday Night Live stealing my joke. Because I got a show to do. You know what I mean? You got to take it in stride. Like Caitlin Clark, take it in stride. Is it over with finally? Do we have to keep pretending like we like women's basketball? Is that a thing we have to keep doing? Just kidding. It's enjoyable. We know we get the stars. And they love talking about what's this mean for the sport. The sports is growing. What a movement. Everything's got to be a part of the fucking movement. Women can't even say bad shit about her. They get taken down. Why are you tearing down Caitlin? You're tearing woman on woman crime because they're fucking basketball players. That's why. They're competitors. But they do talk about it's such an incredible move. Like Dawn Staley having to thank Caitlin Clark for lifting up the sport. If I'm Dawn Staley, fuck off. I just beat your ass. We won another title. But Dawn Staley's smart. She did it so the people so all the fucking white women and Jill Bidens of the world. But it'd be nice. It'd be nice if she mentioned Caitlin Clark. I like Caitlin Clark. I'm not saying anything bad. People are excited about it. We watch because of her. I don't know if that it's going to incorporate into the sport itself. I think people are confusing that excitement for a player over excitement for a sport. Who's the next Caitlin Clark? I don't know, but when they come up, tell us. Then we'll tune in. I'm not going to find out and scout and go along on the ride for you. It was a good game. I watched yesterday's game. It was good for the first half. She scored 18 in the first quarter. That was great. That's what she needed to do. But then South Carolina, they're just too big. They just have fucking. They just have giant Brazilian women who knock people over. according to
on us. Selection Sunday is only a few days away, and we even have teams that have won their conference tournaments and have automatic bids. But if I'm being honest, I'm more excited for the women's tournament. I'm ready for Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and the giant Brazilian woman from South Carolina that knocks people over. Forget the guys. Where are the women? I'm ready. I'm JR.
Unbelievable. I'm JR. That's a sport update. Giant Brazilian women. Hilarious. Hilarious that he thought that would be acceptable. So I will say the ladies are smart with this. The WNBA draft, the WNBA draft used to be this morning. It used to be the morning after the championship game. Real fucking reactionary emotional shopping. Okay, I want her. I like her. I like the Brazilian. Give me that one. Give me Caitlin. Now at least they wait a week. It's still pretty quick turnaround, but it's like next week. Caitlin, of course, will go number one, even though Diana Taurasi said absolutely not. She'd take Paige Beckers. We'll get to that. But I do like how they're talking about and they are right. The women's sport is set up better than the men's, where they're going to hang out all 4 years. They're going to be around so you get to know them, good or bad. Yeah, you'll get to know them. But the reason why they're hanging out is because the WNBA doesn't pay anybody. The reason why they leave the NBA is to get paid. So you can say it's a good thing, or you can say, hey, maybe our league should pay people more. Like if Caitlin Clark went back to Iowa, she'd make fucking $20 million. She should. And then fuck it. Don't even go to WNBA. Why would you even go? Why go to WNBA? First of all, they all hate you there. They're all cranky lesbians. They hate people, which I kind of like. I loved that whole thing with the Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi show. That's what it is. It's them, they do like the Peyton Manning cast of the Manning brothers watching the game. So they did it with the WNBA or the lady college basketball. They have Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. And they're just cranky. There's UConn. They're UConn. They all went to UConn. So, of course, they're going to hate Caitlin Clark. And they're all like openly rooting for UConn. And then they bring in other fucking lady Huskies. And they're like, fuck Sue Bird. Like, fuck Caitlin Clark. She's going to have a rude awakening when she gets to the league. And everyone's all mad at that. Everyone's mad at Taurasi. Because they're like, she's tearing down a woman. She's not right for the movement. What do you expect a Hall of Fame WNBA player to say? You think they're going to be happy that all of a sudden everyone pays attention to just one other person because they love yelling, this sport didn't get invented with her. They all think so. People don't think so. They do say like Iowa fans come up to me like, oh, you're tall. Do you do something? Yeah, I do something. I play. I'm a Hall of Famer. Yeah, are you? We've never heard of you. It is amazing but like that, I get it. That's what they are. They're competitive. They're not going to like her. And that's what you get when you want equality. You want equality. You want it to be more like men. Like I said, we hate everything. Anything that's talked up, they're going to hate. Why would these women be accepting of her when they're doing the exact same thing and getting none of the accolades? Not the exact same thing. Obviously, Caitlin Clark's great. But, just as good. All these great WNBA players no one gave a shit about. I always say, Kelsey Plum, who's an attractive straight white girl, named Kelsey, for crying out loud. She didn't even get this attention when she broke the record like 7 years ago. No one cared. So it's just a weird thing. It's just a different time. It's Me Too switches it all up. But goddamn, those WNBA players are cranky. And they should stick with it. I hate how they're getting pressured by everyone online. You got to support Caitlin. You got to support the women's rights movement. Fucking stay it. Say what you say. Well, the Taurasi's not going to back down. She doesn't care. Play the music again. How about that Lynette Woodward? She's funny. Lynette Woodward's a legend. She was, as we talk, some lady legends. She was the first woman Harlem Globetrotter. She went to Kansas. She doesn't even have. She had a school record of like 3,600 points. But that was before the NCAA even acknowledged women's sports. Jesus Christ, that's annoying. even acknowledged their points. So she was at some, lady college coach thing this weekend, where they're celebrating all the ladies. And she had some breakfast speech, and she said, she's like, what do you think about Caitlin Clark breaking your record? First of all, she comes up, she goes, I'm the hidden figures. My record was hidden from everyone for 43 years. I'll go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. I don't think my record has been broken because you can't duplicate what you're not duplicating. Whoa, that's some sass. And you hear the crowd, everyone's like, whoa, okay. Unless you come with a men's basketball and a 2-point shot, which she's got a point. I didn't have a 3-point shot. So she's not breaking my record. I used a man's ball. Problem is, when we said that about Pete Maravich, you get fucking trashed. She goes, you can help me spread that word. All right, we're spreading it. Then she got the backlash, so she had to backtrack those comments, which is, I always love that. I always love when you say something she believes. It's obviously she believed it. It's what she said. And she goes, then she gets a backlash. Then she realized, no, this is how I'm going to make money off Caitlin Clark. She goes, all right, to clarify my remarks made at the award ceremony on Saturday, no one respects Caitlin Clark's accomplishments more than I do. Yes, no one more than me. Anytime someone says that, they fucked up. Listen, no one respects the girl I just trashed more than me. Just to clarify, there's nothing to clarify. You said everything perfectly succinct. There was no confusion. This is why I accepted Iowa's invitation to participate in Clayton Senior Day. Yeah, that's why. My message was a lot has changed on and off the court. No, it was not. That was not your message. What makes it difficult to compare statistical accomplishments from different era? Each is a snapshot in time. No, that's a message. Yeah, that's a message. That's not what you said yet the day before. That's a completely different message. They're both true. She's right. I would wish she just stood on it. Stood on business, as the kids say. To clarify my remarks, fuck Caitlin Clark. How about that? No, I'm not for the movement. I'm not for the Caitlin Iowa movement. In Caitlin's defense, yeah, no, she didn't have a 3-point shot. But also, who the hell were you playing against? Lynette Woodward. It wasn't long ago where there was like 3 good women's college basketball teams. And then like 2 would play 3 in the country, or 3 would play 4 in the country, and they would win by 70. Lady blowouts. Girls gone wild, ladies blowout. Everyone's hating on Caitlin. Just stick to your guns. That's what I say. Trash. It is funny though. Those WNBA players they loved everyone else but her. You know what I mean? They gave everyone else praise. I mean, not that they didn't give her praise, That's what I mean. Why go to WNBA? Wait, you're gonna be. Yeah, you're beating 18-year-olds. That's what she said. Tarazi said about Caitlin. You're beating 18-year-olds now, but wait till you play some angry fucking women that need this for their adopted kids. Been playing for 10 years. Yeah, that sounds great. What am I going to make? $70,000? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't wait to go to that league. Stay in Iowa, Caitlin. Get your NIL money from Hy-Vee and make fucking $10 million. Speaking of which, and I'll do an ad read, then we'll come back. We'll talk men's championship game, including some props. Then I have plenty of man in the box to talk about. So much man in the box. Calipari left Kentucky to go to Arkansas. Crazy. That was wild. Middle of the night. That's all people can talk about. Arkansas has Walmart money and fucking Hardee's money. What do they have? They have some fast food money, not Chick-fil-A, but some shit like that. And that's what these southern, these hillbilly schools and states in general, they have so much money and they don't spend it on anything resourceful like education or highways. It just goes right to sports. So they have unlimited Walmart money being barreled to Calipari. That'll be interesting. Anyway, let's talk a little. Let me do a little quick ad read. Then we'll talk a little. And then we'll talk a little NCAA Championship Monday. We didn't even get to that yet. That's how much the lady chat gets to me. Oh boy. But first, I got to tell you that we're proud to partner up with a new sponsor, Avo, the premier sports betting arbitrage tool. If you're new to arbitrage sports betting, it's very simple. You basically bet both sides of a bet at two different sports books to lock in a profit. The Avo tool scans the sports books looking for discrepancies in the odds and then tells you how much money you need to place with each sports book and then the expected profit. The tool is super easy to use and lightning fast as speed is big part of arbitrage sports betting. The best part is Avo is currently free to use without restrictions. That's right, completely free. So get started today at arbsversusodds.com. arbsversusodds.com. That's arbsversusodds.com. That's arbsversusodds.com. And we're back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, the man in the box, the bet detective on Championship Monday. Thank you, everyone watching live on YouTube and in the chat room. Make sure you hit that like button, the thumbs up, the big old Fonzarelli. Even if you don't like me, I'm starting to not like me listening to my words right now. But who cares? Tell the algorithm that you do like me. Subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs so you get those Man in the Box videos on YouTube. And if you're listening to a podcast on a different channel, like College Basketball Experience or anything, that's fine. I love it. But like I said, this is the last game of the year. So I'm not going to be on College Basketball Experience anymore. I'm always on my own network, Bottom Line Bombs. So subscribe to that so you don't miss any of my episodes. All right, let's get into it. Men championship game. Wow, that was UFC right there. That sounds cool. Let's see what the new line is. Look at UFC music. I got it at 6.5. It opened up at 5.5. Purdue and UConn went up to 7 a little bit. Now it's back down to 6.5. So we'll do it 6.5. The total's down to 144.5. I have it at 145.5. I already told you I like the under. It's already moved a point, 144.5. That's okay. I still like 144.5. All 5 Purdue games, by the way, have gone under. All 5. This football stadium to play a Super Bowl, they go under a lot. So you got to like the under 144.5. You have Zach Edey versus Donovan Clingan. Clingan, is that his name? Clingan, the UConn center, who's actually going to be a better pro. UConn might be the only team that can get a guy one-on-one versus Edey. So I think it's going to be kind of a problem. A bit of a problem for Purdue. Now, here's the thing. All the computers and the advanced metrics and all that shit all have this line is blown up. There's all this value on Purdue. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. This line should be 2 or 3 or a pick 'em. I don't care. Call me public, whatever. Because I had Alabama the last game. I finally went against UConn. I finally went with Alabama. And you just feel dumb. Even though you're getting 12 and the game's tied with 8 minutes to go, you're like, it just feels dumb. Because UConn's going to go on a run. And they're like, yeah, we can win by 20 if we want. And then they do. And they cover just in the last 2 minutes. And you know they're going to try to cover because you got Dan Hurley. That's the thing. When you take UConn, you're in good hands. The hands of an asshole. Coach Danny Hurley. He's going to want to try to cover. He's going to want to try to blow you out. He's an asshole. He's starting to embrace it too. He's saying we're jerks. He's saying this is easy. It almost kind of reminds me of the UNLV Duke game when they would lose and then they lost the championship. That was the game beforehand, I believe. Well, I don't care. I'm taking UConn. I'm smashing it. I don't give a shit. -6.5. We're going to bomb it. Under 145.5. Bomb it. Channing Brown says he's in at 6 and under 46 from the opening lines. Good way to lock in that. Way to lock in there, Channing Brown. You have sharp numbers and mentality. Good work. Trends are in our favor if you want to go that way. Favorites of 3 or more in the championship game are 14-3 straight up the last 17 championship games and 12-5 against the spread. That's 70%. Only twice in the last 23 years of championship games has the winner of the game outright not covered the spread, meaning they won the game but didn't cover. I think it was like Duke versus Butler. So rarely they do that in football too. So you just got to pick the winner. Purdue has a chance to win. I'm not saying they don't. They're very similar to Virginia, who lost the 1 versus 16, then they came back, won a championship the next year, and then go back to obscurity. You can see Purdue doing that, redeeming themselves, winning the championship, and then being terrible. But the problem is UConn. They're facing UConn, and UConn they're just a special beast. They get better as the tournament goes on. They're better in the tournament. We all know the record. Was it 9 straight? They've won by at least 13 points. Since 2001, the Big East is 7-0 in championship games, straight up and against the spread. And the Big Ten is 0-7. Almost too easy. Oh, man. Like I said, it's just a bad matchup. UConn guards the 3 well, too, and they can play Edey one-on-one. Although if they get, I will say, if they do get Clingan in foul trouble, then UConn might have a problem. It's just going to feel good to bet UConn. Even if you lose on UConn, it won't feel as bad as if you bet on Purdue and they lose. Then don't cover. You'll be like, what was I thinking? I'm fucking dumb. So one last time to hammer UConn. Why not? Shove it. Anything under 10, single digits. They're going to win by double digits again. That's what they do. It's always weird. Monday night championship game. I mentioned this earlier on other episodes, but I don't know what the ratings will be for this one. Because the Monday night championship game is always anticlimactic. NCAA loves getting in their own way. Like the Final Four, those games weren't great, especially the Purdue NC State game. That game sucked. And then the UConn Alabama game was fun. At least they were more exciting to watch. UConn's more exciting to watch. And Alabama was actually fun for a while until UConn blew them out. But still, it's Saturday. It's a doubleheader, Final Four. That's good stuff. Then you get to Monday night. You almost forget that. Luckily, this is a matchup we want to see. UConn versus Purdue, 1 versus 1, the 2 best teams in the country all year. Apologies to Houston. But Monday night always seems like an afterthought. It's a late start too. It's like 9:30, 9:20 Eastern. That's ridiculous. What are they doing? It's because it's in Arizona, so they got to make it 6:20. Not just traffic in Phoenix. So it's a 9:20 Eastern Monday. I don't know. Just growing up, like at least in college, the championship game was always like on a TV in a corner at a Taco Bell or something. You go out like, oh yeah, there it is. I forgot they're playing that tonight. It's just an afterthought. I hate that. The championship game always sucks. The championship game in football is like that too. Yeah, the doubleheader BCS is great, and then it's like the next Monday. Like, oh God, what is it? Just having to get up on a Monday. Even Monday Night Football in the NFL it's a little different, but like drinking and it just doesn't have the same festive atmosphere. You're either hungover, you got work, you got school, whatever it is. You have real life stresses. Saturday night, there's no. You're not thinking about real life. You're caring about college kids and shooting threes. Monday, you're like, fuck, what is this? I guess I'll check in. What's the score? I don't care. I got this paper I got to do tomorrow. I got to lead a meeting at 9:15. I can't be worried about Lance Jones right now. All right. That being said, let's do some ladders. Hold on, let me look for the sound effect. Man, I'm bad with the sound effect thing here. I thought he had some. They put ladders on the soundboard here. There it is. Ladder chatter is right, Channing Brown. Let me lock it in. Hey, that's right. The laddie daddy himself. From the D. That's me. The man in the box, the bet detective, the laddie daddy. The king of the ladder chatter. The OG. Not only, if you weren't listening to Saturday Night Live, steal my young Sheldon joke from the box, but gambling Twitter, they've appropriated, if you will, sampled my ladder chatter. Now, I didn't invent the ladder bets, but I did invent, and I invented. I didn't invent, but I made it. I was the first one out there with all the ladder props and the ladders and rescue the kitty and the fucking animation, all the whole thing. Next you know, all these other gambling touts are doing a poor man's version of me, and they're fucking ladders. They get real, whatever. What do you expect in a world of scumbags? Saturday Night Live, I expect it from. Barstool fucking bookies. I should expect it from them too. Who am I kidding? Anyway. So we're on UConn -6.5 and under 145.5. Two ladder props we're going to give out. We're going to both 3-point ladders. Now, I did say UConn defends the three well. Unfortunately, I think, but they never had to deal with a big man like Edey who was going to kick it out, and he's going to kick it out three. So they can guard him one-on-one. So maybe not kick it out three. But I'm going to take a guard from each team for 3-point mate, especially a championship game. You always get guys come out of nowhere and light it up. They get hot. Your Dante DiFrancesco's for the Villanova, who's on the bench. All of a sudden, he becomes the guy and wins it for you, or at least has this moment. So we're going to do two. We'll start off with UConn and Alex Karabom. Karabom's a beast. Is that what it is? Caravan? His over-under for threes are 1.5. That's -180. That's pretty juiced. He's awesome. He's a sniper. Now, the tournament, he's only been like 2 for 4, but in the Big East tournament, he made 5 right before the Big East tournament started. The one in Marquette, I think he had 6 threes. And in the Big East tournament, a couple games where he had 5 threes, 4 threes. And he's a sniper. He can hit them all. His ladder starts off. We'll start off the base. You got to get a nice ground base in the ladder here. Step 2 guys holding it. You can just see what you're dealing with. You're looking up at the sewers, at the the sewers, the gutters. You got to clean the gutters. So you get the basic ladder out. We're going to skip 2.5. We're going to go right to over 3.5 as +215. And then that's the bunk bed. And then you get on the roof. In Connecticut, you got to get the leaves off the roof. 4.5 threes for Karabon is +409. That's very doable. He can hit 3 in a row like that. And then if we're going to get to the parkour, we're going to save the kitty, get him out of the tree for Karabon. 5.5 threes +820. This is all bet online. And there's the kitty in the tree, the Connecticut kitty, the Connecticut cruncher, the Connecticut kitty. So Karabon, bomb that, run his 3-point ladder. He's a Connecticut guy. He's a typical UConn fucking guy. Now, UConn's got a bunch of guys, obviously. That's why they're so good. You don't know who it's going to be, so you just have to guess the right one. It could be Stephen Castle. It could be Tristan Newton. It could be Cam Spencer. But I like Alex Caravan. He is just, when he's locked in, forget about it. And he's the kind of guy that would absolutely take dead aim, DiVincenzo style, in a championship game tonight. Now, on the other side, if you want to play with someone on Purdue, which I do, why not? There's some value, I think, with Braden Smith. Braden Smith, last game versus NC State, he was completely shook. He was awful. He looked terrified out there. He looked like a scared little boy. He had probably his worst game of the year, which I like. I like him to bounce back for that, and we get low numbers. He's their second best player, so he has to play well. And I think he has. I think he will. Now he got that out of his system. His 3-point ladder is very doable. 1.5. So if he makes 2 3-pointers, that's plus 150. That's right there. Boom. That's bunk bed style. Indiana boys in the bunk bed sleepover. Then we'll go 2.5 is plus 315. 3.5. I mean, that's 4 3-pointers for Braden Smith. Why not? At plus 827. Come on. And if you want to do a little parkour, get the cat out of the tree. Get him out. We're going to go the extra big ladder. Still got the footballs here. The extra big ladder. Go all the way to the top. Braden Smith to get 5 3-pointers. 4.5 total. That is 25-1. Bomb that. So those are 2 ladders we're going to climb today on the championship game. Now, the last championship game we had was the Michigan football, where we hit the running back who should have won the MVP. We hit his ladder in the first quarter. Hit it all the way to the top. 25-1 on Braden Smith at 5 3-pointers. That's doable. I mean, he puts up 5 or 6 a game. That's all you want is the attempts. So coming off a bad game, I was going to put Lance Jones had 4 3-pointers the last game, but he hasn't shot that. That was just a lucky hot streak. His numbers are ridiculously juiced to that. I would like to play a Lance Jones under. Because they're all not going to hit, especially if you like the under in the game. So there it is. Braden Smith over 1.5 threes, a plus 150. Alex Caravan over 1.5 threes, minus 180. And then run that ladder up till we get that kitty out of the tree. All right. Oh, let's look at my hair there. Sum it up, and UConn and the under. And those are our championship game day bombs. Good luck. Now let's get into the box. Yes, welcome to the box, and thank you everyone joining in the chat, commenting, and hope you guys hit. If we hit that ladder, that'll be good. That'll be a good championship Monday. Then I will remember this Monday championship game. That's the best part. I can have money on UConn and the under and lose it all. Won't even care if Braden Smith hits that ladder of 3-pointers. That'll make it all worth it, 25-1. But we'll see. Hope it'll be a good game. I bet it will be a good game. I don't think it'll be a 20-point blowout. Purdue is pretty locked in. We'll talk more about it on the college experience, which is up next after this. The C block continues in about 20, 30 minutes. I would do 30 minutes. I would do a show with Picks Dundee. We do our weekend bombs, and then the UFL recap show. You get a lot of the Bet Detective today. If you're listening live, you get here the bottom line bombs. You get the bombs down under show with Picks Dundee next. You have the UFL recap show with me, Dundee, and J Mark from Old Fashioned Football. And then I'm on the main show with Sean and Kramer. We jump on at 4:00, I believe. We're doing an NFL draft prop show right before the championship game. So that's a lot. That's a lot for me. That's a lot. That's 4 shows I'm doing. Wow. Yeah. Better rock this Americano. Anyway. Yeah, I'm even sick of me. Is that good radio when you chop an ice cube into the microphone? All right, let's get into the box. A lot of things to talk about. I watched Wrestlemania last night. Let me talk a little of that. Now, I'm not a big wrestling guy. I was as a kid because we were kids. I don't hate on adult wrestling fans. I am saddened by it a bit. I always say we've lost a lot of our greatest minds to adult wrestling, especially comedians, friends of mine. They all get into wrestling. It's just a bit weird. I get it. I get the drama of it. I think it has a resurgence when the Andy Kaufman movie came out, where people started looking at wrestling different. Like, oh, it's theater and all that shit. Yeah, I know, but it was for kids. And did you like as a kid? Yeah, I liked a lot of things as kids. And then I stopped being a kid. And I became an adult. I had the dolls. I was into it. But like I said, I was a kid. I always liked the enemy. Oh, I never even liked Hulk Hogan. I mean, I liked Hulk Hogan, but I was always with the evil. I liked Darth Vader. I liked Animal and Hawk. I liked, Junkyard. I liked anyone who was evil. Jake the Snake. Big John Studd. Those kind of guys. And listen, I'm not dismissing wrestling now. It's just bizarre. And it seems not fake, but just indifferent. It seems just sadder. Like, what are you really hiding from? What childhood did you not have? I don't know. And then, because they do so much, I hate when they do so much of convincing you why it's good. Okay, I get it. I understand. Stop it. So anyway, it was on in Philadelphia, my hometown, 2-day event. It's so big now, of course. You knew Jason Kelsey was going to be, I'm so fucking, as an Eagle fan, I'm so sick of Jason Kelsey. I'm more sick of him than Travis Kelsey. Oh, who could it be under that nacho mask? Like Eagles mask. Yeah, I wonder if it's Jason Kelsey with his shirt off. I wonder. Good Lord, enough. So I had that system where we get free pay-per-view. I don't even know how much those things cost, but usually they cost like $100 or something crazy. I'm like, I'll put it on, see what's going on. And I'll say this. The main event was good. I was into the story. I don't even know what the storyline is. I don't even know these storylines. They got to finish the story. That's what they keep saying. Cody Rhodes versus Razor Ruddock or whatever. Finish the story. What's the story? I don't know. Then they tell you the story. Oh, okay. All right. Sounds cool. So they do a thing where there's always like a guest, like, the two guys will be wrestling. Next thing you know, oh, here comes somebody from the outside. It's The Rock. And they would just play the theme music and the crowd would go nuts. But it really is like a male soap opera. I'm like, who the fuck is this music for? Like, oh, there it goes nuts. And it's like The Undertaker, And then, and it's John Cena. I don't know any of these guys. They all have like personalized theme music. So it's bizarre. And I didn't find out, but it seemed cool. Like, oh, there's The Undertaker choke slam in The Rock. That's cool. Then I found out later that was supposed to be, or at least by fans saying it was supposed to be Stone Cold, but he couldn't get a contract done. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Who gives a shit? Serial says we gotta get an eclipse bomb today, CJ. Yeah, I forgot to talk about the eclipse. I'll talk about the eclipse a little bit. It's in the box. But first, let me finish up this Wrestlemania. But then I'm cheering for Cody. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty exciting. When Cody won, I was, spoiler alert, Cody Rhodes is the new fucking champion. Not Colby.
565.
But Cody. Cody is the new champion. They couldn't get Stone Cold. Doesn't he always drink beer? That's the whole thing. So I got Cody Rhodes. What was his fucking theme song? Let me see. It's here's his theme song. They played this for like 40 minutes straight. So much where I downloaded it. I'm like, all right, let's go, Cody! The American Nightmare! Because his dad is Dusty Rhodes, American Dream. I looked that up. And then there was this press conference. I started getting into it. Now there's this press conference. This fake energy drink sponsored press conference. It's hilarious. They just do the speech. Well, was this the greatest WrestleMania? Probably. Yeah, no one asked you that, Triple H. Whoa! Look at the crowd all does that. Whoa! I found out later this song was written specifically for Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, the champ. Serial says, CJ entrance music. You know what my entrance music is, Serial. All right, I got to turn that off. You know my Serial. You know what mine is. Zippy sad news. Yeah, we got an eclipse first time, and now we're not getting one another 2044. But don't look, if you look at it direct, something awesome to look at. But if you look at them directly in the eyes, you'll go blind and burn your eyeballs out of your skin. Total eclipse of the sun. I feel like eclipses were more popular growing up as a kid. At least there was more songs and shit about it, you know, total eclipse, partial eclipse. Now we don't even get a full eclipse. Can't even enjoy an eclipse. People are taking off work to go to Texas to watch the eclipse. What the fuck are you doing? What are you talking about? Yeah, it's not going to come just because it's not going to come for another 40 years. Who cares? Doesn't mean it's good. Cicadas that come around every 18 years. All right, sorry, boss. I got to go look at the sun not be the sun for a couple minutes. I'm driving to Texas. All right. Tell you what, it's going to be dark in your house when you can't pay the light bills because you're not going to work either. There's going to be an eclipse in your apartment of electricity because you're calling off work. See the sun go dark for a second. Oh, man. Serial says it was cloudy. Too cloudy to see in the city. I know. And kids head off. They're giving kids off school for this. How about you teach? How about you go? How about you? I'm catching myself because I'm really not even that angry about it. I can see if I was a parent, though, I'm not a parent. I would be furious if school says you have off the fuck because of the goddamn eclipse. What? How about you teach him about how about you teach him the science about it and not now have to do an art project and carve out a fucking cardboard box of sunglasses so he can stare. Now I got to deal with them all day. I have to work. All right, I'm calling off work for the eclipse because the kids doesn't have school because of the eclipse. What? Oh my God. Yeah, well, we thought that'd be better than us teaching them about the eclipse. Incredible. What are we looking at here? Oh, geez, we're getting up towards an hour. I have so many other things to talk about in the Man in the Box. I talked a little WrestleMania. There's the Shohei home run ball. There's that one. Maybe I'll save that. Ghost Doctor. I have a Ghost Doctor update. I'll save that for Thursday's show too, I think. That's the other podcast I should be doing. Right now I do a drinking storytelling podcast called The Blackout Diaries. Make sure you subscribe to that with my buddy Sean Flannery. It's a show he does in Chicago. We also do a live stand-up show out here in LA. Called The Blackout Diaries. The other one I should do is finding the ghost doctor, my pulmonary doctor who ghosted me, can't be found. I have an update on him. I'll save that for Thursday. That's a good tease. Is there any there good tease mystery music? I don't know if I told you about the ghost doctor. Where is it? Here it is. My pulmonary doctor from when I was sick. He gave me a number that didn't work and an address that didn't work. And I looked him up online and he got reviews like, yeah, he ghosted me. He didn't show up to an appointment. Can't find this guy. Where is he? Where's the ghost doctor? Tune in Thursday because I have an update. That's how you tease the Man in the Box. My ghost doctor. Will he be found on the next Man in the Box? We'll also talk Shohei Ohtani. And the Dodgers' interrogation tactics. Other than that, not much to talk about. I did watch the last Curb Your Enthusiasm. I never watched Curb Your Enthusiasm like live on Sunday night when it comes out. It's not that kind of a show for me. I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's great. Larry David's great, obviously, but it's not like one of those like appointment televisions. You got to watch it because there's gonna be a water cooler moment. Not like Breaking Bad was before. Well, it was before really streaming and binging anyway. You would rush home and watch. At least Sopranos, I would do that for sure. I would always watch Sopranos on Sunday night. Breaking Bad, you would. Curb Your Enthusiasm, I was always like, I'll catch up to you when I catch up to you, Curb. You're a great show, but I mean, you're no priority. I don't need to see you live. I can watch. I can knock a couple of you out in a row. But I was caught up to the season. It's the last season, and last night was the season, the finale of all time. Series finale. So I'm like, I better watch it. And the only reason why I watched it last night when it happened was because I know people will talk about it and spoil it. It's going to be spoiled no matter what. There's no avoiding that. People want to spoil it. Like, all right, it's been long enough. Fuck you. It's been long enough. Don't tell me it's been long enough. And I won't spoil it for you. But I will. But there is a contingency online of these people going, I knew it. I called it. I love those people. I called it. And then they'll show some tweet. I told you all year. I said, this is how it's going to end. I called it. Good for you. Shout out. Shout out for calling the end of Curb Your Enthusiasm. We should have listened instead of stupidly trying to enjoy the show. That's my bad. I was just trying to enjoy the show. I should have listened to you, guy who called the ending. Anyway, it was a good ending. It is what it is. It's a lighthearted comedy. It's fun. It's Larry David. He's the best. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and X or whatever, and subscribe. Come to my shows. I have in LA at Permanent Roadhouse on Wednesday, April 17th or 18th, I believe that is. Because on Thursday, it's Thursday. 18th is Thursday. That's a good show. But Milwaukee, the 19th that weekend, I'll be at Laughing Tap. Make sure you get tickets to the Laughing Tap if you're in the Milwaukee area. If you're in Chicago area, I will be at the Comedy Bar. Just booked now. Wednesday, the 22nd, is that? 23rd, whatever that is. I should know these dates before I plug them. April 19th and 20th at Milwaukee, the Laughing Tap. That's Friday, Saturday. So 21st Sunday, 22nd Monday, 23rd Tuesday, 24th is a Wednesday. 24th Comedy Bar, Wednesday in Chicago. Other than that, that's going to do it for the box. This soundboard has 2 pages and I'm always on the wrong page. We're going deep. We're going long. Other than that, thank you. And we will, good luck with the championship game bombs and hit the, I called it. And then they'll show some tweet. I told you all year. I said, this is how it's going to end. I called it. Good for you. Shout out. Shout out for calling the end of Curb Your Enthusiasm. We should have listened.